What's the best way to ask for a sign when you need one? Just say, I need a sign. And you know what a really good way to know whether you're getting a sign or not is, what you do is you send out your intention, right? Because at the end of the day, everything is a mind game. Everything is you and your unconscious. Everything that you experience from the universe is a gift from you to yourself. Whether that's your future self, your unconscious self, your past self. So if you want a sign, say, masalan, if I'm meant to make this decision, then show me a purple journal from now till the end of the night, and I'll know what decision to make. I'll know that I have to make this decision. You always say you shapeshift into a cat. Tell us more. I wish I could, but I just don't think you're ready. I don't think you're ready to know more. How are you not Muslim when you know a lot about it? You know you can read a book without believing in it, right? If I believed in every book I ever read, we'd have a problem. Where did you learn alchemy? Guide me. Oof. Life. All you have to do to learn alchemy really is turn on your awareness. Turn it on. But in full honesty, full truth. You can't shy away from the truth. You have to be really, really brutally honest with yourself. That's really all that alchemy is at the bottom of it. Just being brutally honest with yourself. And obviously, I can guide you. You can go deeper. I do have a self-paced course online. But really, really, if you can just be brutally honest with yourself, in your observations with yourself, really stopping when you feel triggered, to hold yourself accountable for that sense of being triggered and no one else. If you can really, really have the integrity to hold no one but yourself accountable for everything and anything that you feel, that's being an alchemist. It's tough, and if you can do it, it's pretty freaking magical. Can I join the program, please? Well, go on the website. Check out the different offerings that are available. Everything is on the website. Alchemy 101 and Alchemy Practical Applications. What was your thesis? My thesis was on political identity in Palestine, in Palestinian youth cultures. The question that I was asking was, how do Palestinians, young Palestinians, express political identity under occupation and in the absence of formal representation? Okay, you guys, I want to share something very exciting with you. Something I'm very, very proud of, and something I'm so, so excited to share and tell you about. I have made something. It's the first thing that I make. First, physical thing. And it took me forever to make because I was being very meticulous, let's say, with every tiny little detail, but it was beyond worth it. Oh, I'm in love with it, okay? I waited, it took 7 months, which was 6 months longer than I thought it would take to finish, but beyond worth it. Guys, I have made a tarot kit. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. So it's called the Mars-Smith Tarot Kit because it's a mix between the Marseille Tarot, the spatial ambiguity of the Marseille Tarot, and the esoteric alchemical symbolism of the Waite-Smith Tarot. And I chose Mars-Smith instead of like Mar-Waite because Smith's cards have always been named after Waite and Rider for some reason. Like they're known as the Rider-Waite Tarot. And she's the one, Pamela Coleman Smith is the one who designed them. Like she did the art and she's just literally written off her own cards. So I decided to honor her art. It ships everywhere. It ships all over the world. I'm gonna cry. I'm so excited about these, okay? So this is the Mars-Smith Tarot Kit. Now, besides the fact that it's a mix between these two most famous classical decks in the world, what I've done is pretty much created a whole new way for you to read tarot. A whole new way of connecting with your cards. So you know how most decks, I love it. Thank you guys. Thank you for the excitement. Thank you so much. It's pretty much a whole new way of connecting to your cards. You know how most cards, you buy them and they come with like this little booklet of meanings? Well, instead, what the Mars-Smith Tarot Kit comes with is this box is very sturdy. What the Mars-Smith Tarot Kit comes with is a guided hardcover journal. So what this is both a journal and a guide. So instead of hardcore set traditional meanings, what you'll find is prompts, suggestions, routes for research, symbols to look for, and next to all of these, let's say, prompts, I guess, or little hints that you can build off of, there will be on the other side empty space for you to put in your own meanings. So that over time, as you use the cards and get to know them and play with them, you'll eventually have a deck of cards filled with meanings that you created The more you use them, the more you interact with them, eventually you'll have an entire booklet and deck of cards that has meanings that are personal and original to you and only you. So if two different people have the same deck, two people buy the Mars-Smith Tarot, and each one has a Mars-Smith deck, no two people's cards will have the same meanings. Everyone's deck, everyone's cards will have a different set of meanings because it's going to be created by them. So essentially with this kit, you and I are co-creating the Mars-Smith Tarot. It's Marseille mixed. It's really the white space and the ambiguity of the Marseille mixed with the esoteric and alchemical symbolism of the Rider-Waite-Smith. So that's why it's called Mars-Smith. So yeah, you will have a deck of cards with meanings that are wholly unique to you and no one else. What it does for you is allow you to start to create a connection not only with the cards, but with your intuition. Because to get used to the cards, you've got to start pulling and just intuiting what you see, what you feel. And like I said, there are little prompts, right? Little suggestions, things to help you. So, for example, I just opened a random page. Let's say we've got the Two of Swords. Okay, you pulled the Two of Swords, you open your journal, and what it says here, it'll have like a little message for you. to build off of. The heart is a solid center to consult. That's sort of a core meaning, a core message that you can find in the Two of Swords. You can see how she's blindfolded, she's holding the two swords across of her heart, she's reconnecting with a certain emotional space. We know that from the water, we know that from the crescent moon, we know it from the two. Twos are generally cards of love and connection. So the heart is a solid center to consult. And then it'll have, some have more than others, right? So here it says, blindfolded like Lady Justice and the figure in the Eight of Swords, balancing two swords instead of holding out the balance. So somehow she is like Justice. There is justice, there is balance, and the sword, the discernment of the swords in the card. There is the blindfold. So there's something to suggest that there is something similar to a sense of justice in this card, but it is more personal, as well as perhaps more fleeting, because the minor arcana are more about fleeting, temporary situations that we're moving through, rather than core elements of our soul or our spirit's journey. That is also explained in this guided journal. So before you get to the cards, here you've got, like, we're starting here with the Magician. The Fool actually is where it starts. Before you get to the major arcana, minor arcana, and meanings, there's a good amount of explanation. So this is an explanation of the Dig Deeper spread that I developed, and there are other spreads. This one is mine specifically. It's built on the Jungian concept of the unconscious. 5 forces, 3-card destiny, the coffee shop, and then, there are explanations on the court cards, numbers, numerology, and even with, say, numerology, right? You've got room for your observations. Literally everything that I've written is not the end-all be-all. It's not the truth. It's not everything there is to know. There's still your observations. So for example, there's a part on foundation, like just some basic common denominator rules to keep in mind always when you're reading, right? Like, for example, there is no one meaning to be deduced from a card. Each card unravels from the specific to the universal, revealing several layers of story and symbol. It is up to the reader, their context, and their understanding of the querent's context to find the relevant thread between the cards in a spread. So that's one thing to keep in mind. Nothing is ever a stark yes or no. Things are always possible under certain circumstances and less possible under others. So those are some things, and then you'll have room for your observations, additional observations. So instead of a little book to tell you what everything means, it comes with a guided journal, which I put a lot of thought into to create this new way of connecting with the tarot, essentially. A very personal, intuitive, unique to you kind of way. Now let me show you the cards. So it also comes with this cloth for reading and wrapping the cards. As you can see, I've wrapped the cards, and I like to wrap my cards in a cloth like this. Look at those colors. Isn't it beautiful? Look how beautiful the colors are. Oh my God, y'all. That's the cloth. Oops. The signature sunset colors. And these are the cards. They're so sturdy, you guys. They're like thick and sturdy. So beautiful. Such beautiful cards. And like I said, we're mixing the space, the white space and ambiguity of the Marseille with the esotericism of the Waite-Smith. Yay, thank you, Gabby. So, should we do a little reading for the collective? If you are interested, if you would like to get one of these beautiful Marseille decks, you can just find them on my website. Right now, they're available. It's available on my website. So let's pull this back a little bit and let's set up. Let's sit together. I'm just going to... How do I fight my own skepticism? Use your imagination. Just use your imagination. Let yourself have an imagination. So I'm just gonna shuffle and let some cards fall. Okay, those are too many cards. Okay, that's one. Oh. So there are some special little things about the deck that are kind of a secret that may or may not reveal themselves while we do this reading. One of the secrets has revealed itself already. I'm gonna have to share it with you, but you will, if you get the deck, you'll figure it out. And I'm really interested to know what you think the secrets are about. Okay. Okay. Anything else want to fall? No. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. Yeah, guys, our hidden energy. Not too happy to see a devil card. I love that you said that, Zachary, because that's actually, the devil in this deck actually has one of the little secrets. Because in this deck, the devil doesn't have a name. In this deck, there is no devil. Just some strange, non-binary creature with horns. So, let's see. Let's see what's going on. And you know what's so crazy? He and the Hierophant came out right after one another. And there's actually a lot of esoteric connection between the priest and the devil. It looks like a Rider-Waite. It's Waite-Smith. We are honoring the original artist who has been written off of her work here. That's why it's called Mar-Smith. It's named after the original artist of the Rider-Waite. So, let's see what we got. Because we got a lot of interesting things going on here. Oh, lots of powerful, major energy out here. This full moon is no joke, y'all. This full moon is not playing. This is a collective reading. We do have a magician here. We do have a magician. We have, actually I'm gonna put these like this. That feels better. Okay. Very interesting stuff. So, the first thing I'm going to tell you is that in this deck, the devil is not the devil. The devil has no name. The devil is just a creature in darkness with a deformed, almost, Adam and Eve. So this is the devil in this deck. He's nameless. He's card 15. And funny enough, we have two other cards that fell here that have esoteric connections with the devil. So the Hierophant, first of all, is card number 5, while the devil is card number 15. And if you notice, they have their hands up in a very similar motion. That's the first connection. Their feet, the positioning of their feet, the way that they ground themselves is very similar. They are both wearing a symbol over their heads. They both have two sort of characters, two essences standing before them. The Hierophant has the lily and the rose, while the devil has the female and the male. Yes, two principles. The two principles standing before them. And beneath both of their feet, there is a symbol of connection or entrapment. As you can see, beneath the feet of the Hierophant, there are a pair of keys, and beneath the feet of the devil, there is this, what do you call it? Like almost like a padlock that the two are chained to. The framing is very similar. There is a sense of authority in the seated position of both of these characters. And both of them are images of this beautiful guy. Notice also the hands, right? So wherever you are right now, if you can put your phone down, if you're not holding your phone, and you can put it down, I want you to try and imagine what it feels like to be this character. So whether you're sitting or standing, put one hand down, put your left hand down, and hold your right hand up. You can do that with your two fingers like this, like the Hierophant, or you can open your hand fully like the devil, or not the devil here, or you can hold on to something like a wand. This movement right here. If you want as well, you can use that finger, the left finger, to point down. That just take a breath, breathe into it, and really feel the openness of this pose. Really feel it in your body. What does it mean to you? What does it feel like to you? Someone asked, what does it mean? What does it mean to you? How does it feel to you, the Baphomet pose? What does it do to your energy when you open up your chest, when you raise one arm and point down another? It's welcoming, wild, okay? It feels like channeling energy. Excellent, you guys. These are such great observations. Yes, revolutionary. Connecting between elements. Like I'm going around, like in the Two of Pentacles. Yes, you're opening the flow of the 8. We actually have the Two of Pentacles here, funny enough. Movement, the Tai Chi spread pose of the energy ball spin, a lightning bolt, exchanging energy, open to conversation, movement, empowerment. This is fantastic, you guys. Yes, power and freedom like Moana, guiding and organizing. This is amazing. So right now, if each of us had one of these decks, if we had this kit, we would open our journal. We would go to, first and foremost, the Magician. Because the Magician is holding what looks to be a receptor. He is the first in this series, Okay, he's the first of these three characters who is doing this position, who is holding this position. So what we would do is take this card and start to write that. Firstly, someone said channeling, and that's exactly what that's exactly what the magician is doing. He's holding up his receptor, his wand, he's holding it up to the sky, and with his second hand he's pointing his finger down. He is literally using his wand to gather the energy of above, the energy of the stars, the universe, God, to grab the energy of the above and bring it to the below. He's calling in the energy of the skies, the universe, etc., the moon for us tonight, calling it down to the ground, down to the below being the world, the physical world, our little limited little space. So bringing the energy of the infinite to the finite existence that we are in. So I would write that right now in my journal. Bringing or channeling the energy of the infinite channeling the energy of the infinite to the finite world. Now, because he is here with other iterations of himself, later iterations of himself, the Hierophant and the Devil, because we know that every character in the major arcana is an image of the fool, right? Even this magician is a grown fool in a sense. Here he is available with these later iterations of themselves, and what that's telling me for us, for this collective reading that we're doing, is that under this full moon, a lot of us are, I think, waking up to both the highest and the lowest within us. So we've got the Hierophant and the image of the Devil, the Capricorn, the slow, the exhaustible, the fire of the below, the very, very below. We've got passions that have turned into prisons, and we have a sense of nobility, authority, religion, theosophy, holiness. So somehow, some of us, maybe recently we've woken up to our own ability to say, manifest, or do some magic, or influence others, or maybe a promotion at work, or something that has opened us up to our own power. That's the magician. And tonight, right now, yesterday, today, tomorrow, we're really trying to contend with how we're going to use this power. Are we going to use it for good? Are we going to use it for bad? Alternatively, I think it feels like we are somewhere where our authorities are presenting themselves as priests are presenting themselves as the Pope and the Hierophant, but really what's hiding beneath them is this devilish character that wants to enslave us, that wants to make us more like them, essentially. Now, what holds us together, really interestingly, is one more character who holds this similar pose, but in a way that's different, in a way that separates them from these three. Because this character is a woman, and it's Justice. Notice how Justice too is holding that same right hand up, left hand down position, but the difference here between the Justice card and these three is that these three all have something in one hand. right? The devil has a flame in one hand. The Hierophant has the papal cross in one hand, and the magician has his wand in one hand. But Justice has a sword in one hand and a balance in the other. So the real alchemy that we can do in this moment, whether it's us contending with our leaders and our authorities, or it's us contending with our own newfound power, not knowing how we're going to use our power. Maybe we're succumbing to our own pettiness because we have a sharp tongue. Maybe we are hiding the truth from a partner. Maybe we are secretly jealous of a co-worker, or maybe we know that a co-worker is jealous of us and we're kind of smug about it. We're kind of like, yeah, I am better than you. That's why I'm the one who got the promotion. Either way, wherever we are, if we're trying to do alchemy, if we're trying to be alchemists and do alchemical work, it's up to us to move according to our values. It's up to us to weigh the material we have to work with the scale, and to use our sword to cut away, to really sculpt and shape the unnecessary, to cut off the dead weight, essentially, that we're carrying. Because we haven't been given this power, we haven't been given this awareness so that we can use it against others, to make others feel bad about themselves, or to feel less than, or to raise ourselves at the expense of others. Because when we raise ourselves up at the expense of others, all we're doing is reproducing that oppressor within us. All we're doing is empowering the oppressor within us and reproducing the structures of oppression that we have been fighting against, that we say that we fight against. And yet, for some reason, as soon as we are given just a tiny little taste, just a teeny tiny little inkling of that power, we immediately get drunk on it. We're immediately like, wow, okay, well, maybe it's better to fix the system from within the system. No. We are here to destroy the system. We aren't trying to thrive in a structure that does not favor the many, that only favors the few. We're not trying to thrive in that system. We're trying to change the system. We're trying to dissolve the system, to dissolve it alchemically. And deeper down, I think we know that. The Hierophant is also here with the Emperor. And these are two characters who are very much in resolve, especially the High Priestess. The Emperor has already fought his battles. The Emperor is done fighting. The Emperor is here to create and destroy. He's got a little bomb in one hand, what looks like a bomb, and an ankh in the other. We destroy and we create. The High Priestess is there to guide us with wisdom, with an educated wisdom. These are two very interesting pairing between these two. She is generally the consort of the Hierophant. Is card pulling haram? No. Of course it's not haram. The origin of these cards is literally from the Islamic world. It was the Mamluks who invaded Europe, who brought card games to Europe. We wouldn't have tarot if it wasn't for the Islamic world. The knowing of destruction and creation of authority. Yes, that's where we were. Hello, this is a collective reading for us. So let's look at the minor arcana cards, because I think some of us are going through some things. First of all, I think a lot of us are trying to really have a good time, even though we're not. So, okay, let me explain what I mean by that. First of all, a lot of us have left something. A lot of us have changed scenery. We've left a certain situation, we're just leaving the situation, we're still in the midst of transition, and even though it's really good for us, and I think we could be really happy about it because it is a blessing that we've escaped whatever situation we were in, or that we found the courage to leave whatever situation, job, etc. we were in. It's also creating a lot of stress. It's creating a lot of stress. Like, some of us are carrying the whole weight of the world on our shoulders right now, even though there's a lot to be thankful for. Sometimes we can be extremely blessed, but our personal disposition doesn't allow us to see that, right? Cicero, this Roman rhetorician, once wrote that nothing can be happy for him who carries the weight of the world. And the idea behind this quote is that your perception of what you're going through is what decides how you experience. Now what? Okay. Your perspective, your perception, the words you use, the narrative you tell yourself is what decides how you experience what you're going through. So no one but you gets to decide whether this is a happy or a sad time for you. If you're going to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, life is going to be stressful. You can decide to get that weight off of your back. Excuse me. You can decide to take the weight off of your back. You can decide whether this is a good or a bad situation for you. You can decide whether this is an exciting opportunity or whether this is a frightening downfall. You decide. You're the one who decides, right? It can be either. Imagine the fool. We don't have the fool here, but imagine the fool stepping out over the ledge, right? He's either about to dive into this frightening abyss, or he's about to embark on a new journey. The framing itself, the words themselves, they are what decide what it is at the end, and you are what decides. So I think for a lot of people, this move, this change has to do with work, because there's a Page of Pentacles and a Two of Pentacles. So I think maybe some of us have started a new job, have lost a job, have left their job to start a new business or a new money or financial venture. And instead of seeing how this is an opportunity, this is exciting, this is new, there's now room to do whatever you want, I think that's scaring a lot of people. So instead of saying, I'm discovering myself, the road is open for me, the possibilities are endless, some of us are saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know what I'm gonna do, I don't know where I'm going. Instead of, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know where I'm gonna go, but I'm excited. You see, you know the meme with the two people on the bus? One of them is looking out the window and it's like bright and beautiful, and the other one is looking out and it's sad. It's literally that. Most of us right now are on that sad, I don't know what I'm going to do, instead of the, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, this train could take me anywhere right now. Literally anywhere. Ultimately, what we need to learn how to do is play. And play, dance, is balance. We need balance, okay? We don't have to be delusionally optimistic and essentially stupid, right? We want to be responsible. We want to do something. But we don't have to be all doom and gloom about it. Like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Oh, there's nothing for me to do. I have no talents. Everything is bad. Chill, center, find your balance, and really ask yourself. Remember, I told you in the beginning, alchemy is about being brutally honest. Being brutally honest means literally looking past your emotions. So you feel like a failure because you just got fired, let's say. You just lost your job, you just got broken up with, and you're a failure. You're the worst, you're bad at everything, you're not good at anything, and you just want to wallow in that sorrow right now. But if we're going to be alchemists, if we're going to listen to the cards, we have to take a step back and be a little bit brutal, okay? Regardless of my feelings. Who am I coming out of this job / relationship / situation? What real practical skills did this experience give me? If you say nothing, you're lying. You're lying. You're not being brutally honest with yourself. You cannot have any experience and not learn something. You just can't. Whether it was you worked in an office and you did nothing but push papers or file papers, the practical skill you learned was organizing files. Period. You learned that. You can't not learn it. You just can't not. You had to learn something. So take a step back, find your grounding, be balanced, and really ask yourself, regardless of your feelings, you can cry about it later, you can wallow about it later, you can feel bad for yourself later, you can cherry wine about it later. Right now, really ask, what did I learn? What experiences did I gain from this? What skills have I gathered? And if this is a really sad moment for you, because this isn't the first failure that you've been through, clearly, go through all of the experiences. Make a list of all the practical skills you learned, because those are the things that you need right now for this new thing that you want to do, for this new journey you want to take. You need all of these practical skills you've collected to create something new and unique to yourself. Excuse me. Ultimately, accept that you are at the end of the journey. Accept that there is a freedom to what you have experienced. And it is a beautiful blessing. It is a beautiful thing, okay? You don't have to wallow. You don't have to be mean to others. You don't have to lord your newfound strength or skill or promotion or whatever over other people to make yourself feel good. You don't have to be jealous of the person who got something that you wanted. You have to be honest with yourself. What is it that you actually want? Where are these feelings actually coming from? What is the thing that's trying to come to life within you? That's creating all of this emotional reaction, right? The emotional reaction is coming from something unfulfilled, something that hasn't been able to come to life within you. What is it? What is it really? Be honest. What is it? That's alchemy. And that's the Mars Smith Tarot. So if you would like to grab yourself a Mars Smith Tarot to create a new connection with your cards, to have a deck that is wholly 100% yours, with meanings and connections that only you can make, that are only yours, no one else's. Everyone's deck is something else, is totally different than anyone else's. No two people who own these cards will have, their cards will have the same meanings. Everyone's cards will be different. Everyone's meanings will be different. That's the beauty of these cards. That's why I made them, right? Because the main lesson in all of my courses and videos and product and whatever it is, the main lesson is always, always, always to believe in nothing but yourself. You have the answers. You have the truth. You are the truth. You are the only truth that exists for you. No one else. No one else. Not me, not your parents, not your boss, not your brother or sister, not your lover. No one. You. Only you. Only you. That is being an alchemist. Let's put these cards away and let's chill a little bit. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Do you like the cards? Do you like the deck? Yes, the cloth comes in the kit. The cloth comes in the kit. In the kit, you get the cloth, the journal, and the cards all together. And you use the cloth to read and to wrap the cards like I do here. You use the journal to create your meanings. See, right now, so we did the Magician. I wrote a little bit of my own reflections. I have a lot more. I actually pulled this card this morning for myself. This is what I got today. This was my message. Temperance. I really love this card because it always reminds me, just take a breath. You know, you don't have to move too quickly. You don't have to have all the answers all at once. You know, it's like the card reminds me there's this infinite dawn, you know, like there will always be a dawn. There's always going to be this dawning, you know, especially this like dawn in the background. There's this infinite sense of dawning. There will always be new lessons to learn, new realizations to make and to have. It's just a great reminder, because sometimes I'll think, oh my gosh, this is it. This is the answer. Time to go argue with someone about it. Like, no, calm down. Calm down. Take a step back. Hear what others are saying. Hear the people that are disagreeing with you. Hear them. Really, really listen. And that's a lesson. How was that reading? How do we feel about that reading? Did it resonate? Once again, if you like the cards, if you would like to have a deck, if you would like to create a connection with your cards, the Mars Smith Tarot deck is available on my website. Nobody has to gift you cards. No, that's a myth. And actually that's covered in here too. So that's one of the myths. There's a section on the myths of tarot here. Myths. Myth number one, you can't buy your own deck, it needs to be gifted. This is a very modern concept, and it could leave you without a deck forever, despite your clear interest and intuitive calling to interact with one. It's okay to buy your own deck. Okay, it's a very, very new idea, very new agey. It's not founded on anything. Okay? So just, you want a deck? Go get one. It's nobody's business. You feel intuitively called to play with some tarot, to do some tarot, to connect with your intuition in that way? Go for it. Just go for it, okay? It's okay to sell your deck. What am I gonna do? Give it away? It costs a lot to make a deck. This one especially cost a lot because I went for the best material that I could find and the most ethical production practices. I want to feel good about them being produced. I don't want to feel like anyone's being exploited, I guess, even though people probably are at the end of the day. I can't escape that. Yeah, no, it's really, really good quality. I mean, the quality of this journal, I'm obsessed with the way things feel. Look at how just thick they are all together, right? Like, compared to my Marseille tarot, like the Marseille maybe 3/4 as thick as these. So these are very... No, it's one set of cards, but they're so thick and the box is like big. So I had them, when you get them, they'll be in the box like this, and then the cloth on top of them and the book on top of them, the journal on top of them. This also took a long time for me to find because I wanted the right material. I have hands that get really sweaty. My hands get really sweaty, so if it's the wrong material, it just won't feel good to hold, right? I just love the colors, guys. I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed with this sunset color scheme. Oh, isn't that beautiful? Just choosing materials took me the better part of like 3 months, by the way. Because they would have to send them to me and I would have to test them and I would be like, no, this is not it. This is not it. I need better. I need more. And my product manager was like arguing with me every time I would be like, this is not it. And they'd be like, the better, you can get a better one, but it's more expensive. I'd be like, just get it. Just khalas, make it more expensive. It needs to be better. I don't like this. I just don't like it. Yeah. Also, someone asked about shipping prices. There are no, the shipping is included in the price of the cards. So, you know, you just buy the cards. They're $70. The deck altogether is $70. Right now, there's a sale. They're on sale. There's 15% off. So you can get them for $60. And the shipping price is included. Everything is included. You just pay the flat fee and they'll go to you wherever you are. The quality is very important. The quality is everything. Like, I want to enjoy them, and I can't enjoy them if they're not quality, right? And I tell you, every time I would be like, these aren't any good, I need a better quality. The product manager would be like, I don't think that's a good idea, because, you know, you're gonna make them and they're not gonna make you that much money. They're just not, this isn't gonna be a profitable venture for you. It's gonna cost too much to make. And I was just like, you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I want them to feel good. And yes, they do ship internationally. They ship everywhere and anywhere in the internations. They will come to you. What do you think about Jung's psychology and alchemy? That's literally what I wrote my master's on, Benny Boo. I literally have a master's on Jungian dream analysis and alchemy. So, like, the journal is based on my study of Jungian dream analysis and alchemy. Can we read your master's somewhere? Very, very soon, actually. I just spent the last month or so editing, doing the first edit of my master's thesis. I'm going to turn it into a book. And now I'm just taking a little break. Next week, I'm going to do a second draft edit. And then I'm going to see how I'm going to publish it. Either I'll self-publish it online or I'll send it to a publisher. But if you want to get news on that, make sure that you're subscribed to my email list on my website. So if you go to my website, twishy-rich.com, the link in my bio, if you go there, you can subscribe to the email list. Make sure you're subscribed to the email list because that's where the news will be. Someone asked to let a card fly out, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to shuffle, and when a card flies out, that'll be the one. I have not read The Kabbalistic Tarot by Robert Wang. We got a card. The High Priestess. I was, many of you know the story of my birth, but for those who don't know, my parents were on a ship, okay? They were lost. They were lost at sea. Their captain had fallen overboard, and my poor father, who didn't know how to sail a boat, had to take the reins. He had to be the one to grab the wheel. And my mother, she was pregnant at the time. And all of a sudden, almost a month early, her water broke. And there I came, and my father and my mother, not being sailors themselves, didn't know where they were. They just didn't know where they were, what waters they were in, what borders they were in. And so I was born just a daughter of the sea. Just a daughter of the sea, no nationality, no known borders, no known ethnicity. Here I am, just a citizen of the world. What is unique about the deck? That it is unique to you. So no people owning the cards, no two people who own the cards will have the same meanings, because you build the meanings of the cards. The journal has some clues, has some hints about the esoteric symbolism, and it'll tell you where to look, what to research, what to Google, essentially. And then you have to fill in, like based on your reading, your intuition, your spread, your imagination, etc., your research, the cards will have meanings based on your work and your connection to them. Here, for example, you've got the Knight of Wands. You'll have a clue, right? The intellectual revolutionary. The Knight of Swords, sorry. So the Knight of Swords is the intellectual revolutionary. The six-pointed flower on his helmet, what you'll do is go to Google and research six-pointed flower, meanings, associations, six-pointed flower in history, six-pointed flower in mythology. Another clue is the white horse of the four horsemen. So I don't know if you know this, but throughout the Waite-Smith Tarot, there are 4 knights. And each of the knights is sitting on a different colored horse. And the colors of the horses are connected to the colors of the 4 horses, the 4 horsemen of doom, who come at the end of times in the Revelation. And each one represents something, symbolizes something different. So while you're building your meanings, adding your observations on the knight, you will also Google the white horse of the 4 horsemen, and then you will go and look for that. Six-pointed star in Judaism. I'm so glad you brought that up. I don't know what Judaism is still. I asked you and you didn't actually explain anything. But, so the six-pointed star, the six-pointed flower, actually has its origins in very ancient magical traditions, from the ancient Egyptian tradition to the Far East to the Canaanite tradition, and it actually starts to find its way into the modern world or the post-Christian world through Islamic spirituality, Islamic magic. And it's actually called originally the Seal of Solomon. So in Islamic magical stories and in the Islamic esoteric practice, the idea is that Solomon captured the jinns, the genies, and the demons, and put his seal on them. And the seal is this six-pointed star. So anytime someone saw in the stories, like for example in 1001 Nights, what would happen is that they would find they find a bottle or a lamp, and it'll have the seal of Solomon on it. And if it has the seal of Solomon on it, then that means that there's a genie inside. And then that is the six-pointed star. In older traditions, like ancient Egyptian traditions, Far Eastern traditions, etc., it's the flower of life. And it extends out into the tree of life and inward into the sea of life. So It's just a very old, very universal symbol that actually only became connected to an Abrahamic, well, to specifically Judaism, that you haven't actually described to me yet. It actually only became connected to Judaism through Zionism, through specifically the original Rothschild, who decided to put the symbol up in front of his jewel shop. And he started using it. He popularized it, and it became a Zionist symbol. Before that, there was no like six-pointed star connected to Judaism, right? It's just an ancient spiritual symbol that then became connected to a specific religious society. The same as the cross, right? Like the cross was not a Christian symbol. The cross also, like the six-pointed flower, is in origin, or one of its origins, is ancient Egyptian. It's a development on the Ankh and the swastika, funny enough. Another ancient Far Eastern symbol. And from the cross to the swastika, these are symbols that to the six-pointed star, these are symbols you find all over the ancient world. Before Abrahamism, before all types of Abrahamism, before Yahweh decided that he was the first and the last. Okay, way before. Yeah, the symbol has a negative. So like the swastika is now associated with Nazism, when it is originally a symbol of peace, a symbol of life, a symbol of movement. It's a very ancient spiritual symbol, the swastika. But because of the Nazis and because of the Holocaust, because of the Second World War, now when we see the swastika, we think of genocide. And honestly, the same thing is happening to the six-pointed star. It's been a symbol of life, the above and the below, spirituality, the movement between the above and the below for thousands of years. And today it's becoming more and more associated with genocide and, starving children. So, few years ahead from now, and the same thing will happen to the six-pointed star that happened to the swastika. From religious symbol to co-option by genocidal regimes. It sucks. It really does suck, actually. What is your favorite symbol and what meaning do you give to it? Kind of random, but my favorite symbol, I think, is the symbol of Pluto. I really love the symbol of Pluto. It looks like someone standing in a ballerina's pose. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but it very much looks like this ballerina pose. I also love the Ankh because I don't want to give you too many secrets here on TikTok Live, but if you've noticed, the Ankh kind of looks like a person with a big head, a big giant head with their arms open, standing straight with their arms open. Maybe like an alien. Wow, Marina, that's super anti-Semitic. Are you saying that Jews have different noses than most people? That's super anti-Semitic. Also, lots of people have curly hair, babe. You don't have to be part of a particular religious sect to look a type of way. Please stop being racist, okay? Please, this is not a space for your racism, babes. I need you to take that, I don't know, to the dinner table, because if this is how your parents raised you, maybe they're okay with that. So take it home, take it to dinner, leave it out of this comment section. It's racism, babe. It's racism. Philia and phobia, both of them are racism. Both of them. Yeah, that's racist. It's a compliment to look X. It's a compliment to look like replace white replace white with Jewish, and just replace the word Jewish with white, and yeah, it's racist. You're very racist, and you look racist, and I can't even see you. I can only see your words, and you look racist. I look white? Come on. So white people also have curly hair. What's wrong with you, bruv? What's wrong with you? You're okay? Pick one. People are not okay. People are not okay. My accent, كمان my accent. Wallah, okay, hello. Hello. I didn't know a religion can make you look a type of way, sound a type of way, have an accent type of way, give you a specific nose, specific hair. Maybe if I convert to Buddhism, it's okay? Do you think I would change? Maybe I will look, Chinese if I convert to Buddhism? Can I look like Buddhist? Tell me. Please teach me. Peoplehood, لا neighborhood حياتي. Ya Allah, subhanallah. So you can't convert to it. Is that what you're saying? You can't convert to this religion. Because if it's all those things, then you definitely can't convert to it, right? Because you clearly think that there's some kind of purity in your groupedness. So I can't convert to it. No one can convert to it. Somehow hummus was converted to it, but you know. You can, but it's hard. Oof, really? Because I don't think it is. I think like you could just marry someone. I think you can just like go online and fill out a form. Pretty sure. And somehow your blood changes. You know, you transform, you go on, you convert, and suddenly it's like in a Transformer film. You know, you just Yahweh is my God. Like, no. I'm done interacting with you anyways. You are very racist, and I would suggest looking into that. Where is my mango? I don't have any. I do miss it though. I want to convert to the white ethnicity religion, right? I would never, honestly. I don't think I want to be white. I can see how much people are struggling in the white ethnicity religion, almost as much as Mary, what was her name? Where are you, crazy woman? Marina. They're having almost as hard a time as Marina, except like their whole we're the chosen ones is like 500 years in the past now, the manifest destiny people. So they're only ancestrally connected to the manifest destiny. The God promised me this land. Whereas poor Marina still thinks that now. She's still like, but I'm the chosen one. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Please go get off, please. Advice on enduring hardships in depressing times. Yeah, alchemize that shit. You gotta alchemize that. Ooh, thanks for the glasses. You gotta alchemize that shit. What do I mean by alchemize that shit? You have got to, I'm gonna go back to my original advice from the very beginning. Be brutally honest. Have the utmost integrity with yourself, the utmost accountability. First, no one is responsible for the way that you feel except who? You, baby. No one is responsible for how you feel except you. You are the only one. So you're depressed, not because of your boss, not because of your job, not because of life, not because of your parents, not because of your childhood trauma, because of you. Because of you. You are the only one. That's step number one. I decide how I feel. I make myself feel a type of way. I am the master of my reality. It hurts a lot. It hurts a lot. It's brutal. It's a brutal kind of honesty and a brutal kind of accountability. It's not Allah. It's not Yahweh. It's not God. It's not anybody. It's just you. There is no one outside that's going to come and save you. You are enslaved to yourself. Nobody's going to choose you. Nobody. You have to choose yourself. You will choose yourself. Only you. That's step one. Step two, you pull out a little journal and you start to write. You start to write with brutal honesty, with a real detached observer's awareness. What is this person feeling? This person, Ilyan, okay? This person in this body, what are they feeling? What are they feeling? Why are they feeling this way? Oh, they're feeling depressed because they lost their job. Why did they lose their job? Like, because they're awful, because they're terrible, because they're bad at their job, because their boss hates them, because everybody hates them, because wherever they go, they fail. Okay, take a step back. Take a step back. Okay? Again, what are they feeling? They're feeling depressed. What is depressed? Really get beneath what is depressed. They're feeling depressed or they're feeling rejected. They're feeling like they've lost something. They're feeling grief. They're feeling the echoes of something that's happened before, etc., etc. So try and get beneath the feeling, beneath the feeling, beneath the feeling. And then what you want to do is really recognize what it is that's bringing you to this, that's keeping you down, right? Again, it's you. You are the one. You are the one that's bringing you down. Nothing else. You're brought down by this, by being fired, not because you were fired, okay? Because you're choosing to let being fired bring you down. But why? Why? Why are you choosing to let being fired bring you down? Why? Is it because you believe somewhere within you that you're not good enough? Is it because you believe you deserve to be fired? Is it because you believe that you're just not worth anything? Why are you allowing yourself, being fired to bring you down? Why isn't your perspective that, wow, like, why don't you feel bad for the company that just lost someone as amazing as you? Why? Like, that's how I would feel. I've been fired from several jobs. Many jobs. Too many jobs. Like I've been fired by my own father. Okay, I've been employed by my father and then fired by my father. And literally every time, all I felt was like, wow, your loss. But also, I learned something. What I learned from those experiences was that I was unemployable. I'm unemployable. Like, that's a fact of life. That's a fact of who I am. I'm never going to be able to take orders. I'm not good at taking orders. I'm always going to, maybe I'll take one or two, maybe you'll tell me to do one or two things and I'll do them the way you want, but eventually I'm going to do things the way that I see them best be done. Also, by the way, get yourself a Mars Smith tarot kit and help yourself change your perspective. Okay, anyways, I understood that I was unemployable. After the last job that I got fired from was a radio job. Okay, I was working on the radio. I was hosting a morning show, co-hosting a morning show. I was working at the radio. I was co-hosting a morning show, and I'm very unfiltered in the way that I speak, right? I'm not big on knowing how to filter myself very well. But what I learned from that job, I was fired within like 3 months, okay? When they fired me, I was upset initially. Like, I love that job. That was so much fun. And then I was like, why did I love that job? Because I got to talk. I got to do nothing but just talk. That's what I'm good at. I'm good at talking. I'm good at expressing myself. I have a nice voice. That's why I like that job, because it allowed me to just wake up and get paid to talk. That's what I'm good at doing. Sharing my ideas, using my voice. And that's when I was like, okay, so moving forward, if I'm gonna do anything, it's gonna be talking. It's gonna involve talking. It's gonna involve using my voice, essentially, because that's where my strengths are. That job taught me that one of my strengths is talking and using my voice. I wasn't necessarily talking about things that I wanted to talk about, though, right? Because that's what my channel, that's what TikTok then allowed me to do, to have the freedom to talk about whatever I want. The things that I wasn't allowed to talk about on the radio. Because on the radio show, it was energy. It was kind of like Virgin Radio. So it was just, it was like pop music and pop culture and what Justin Bieber was up to today and Despacito, #1 on the Hit 100, and stuff I didn't care about. And I'm very unfiltered, right? So if I don't like an artist, I'm just gonna say I don't listen to Katy Perry, like fuck Katy Perry. And that was kind of the last thing that happened before they fired me. I think I just said fuck Katy Perry, and they just lost their minds because it was a 7 a.m. morning show. So kids were on their way to school listening to us, and I was just on there. Like, the first warning I got was because of Despacito. It was #1 every day. It was so freaking boring. And I was just like, I would be like reading the header, #1 for today's top 100 is Despacito again? And Despacito would start to play, and my co-host would be like, Eliane, no, like, you need to be excited, like, all the time. And I was like, oh, okay. I'm not, it's just not for me. I can't keep acting like I'm excited about Despacito being #1 every day. I can't, I'm just not. It just wasn't for me. But yeah, the last and the final mistake I made was like, honestly, fuck Katy Perry. And they were like, you're done. Don't come back on Monday. Don't come back. Okay, don't. Please don't. And I was like, okay, fine, whatever. The people love me, though. It's your loss. People are going to miss me. And they did. Yeah, they missed me for like the first 10 minutes of the Monday show, and then they forgot about me entirely. But still, I learned that I'm unemployable. I learned that I needed to use my voice because I really enjoyed using my voice. And I learned that I needed a platform where I could be free to talk about whatever I want. That's what I'm doing now. When did this happen? Right before I left for Canada. So 2018. It wasn't until, I guess, like 4 years later that I started my TikTok. Because I was, I started my PhD after that. I didn't have a job because I got a scholarship, so they were paying me to do the doctorate. And I was teaching. So that involved talking, which was nice. Will you ever make a podcast? Kind of. I'm working on something right now. If you would like to learn to approach life with the same head-on, alchemical, intuitive movement, please consider getting yourself a Mars Smith Tarot kit with this beautifully made cloth, all made with beautiful, sturdy materials, and a Mars Smith Tarology journal that will allow you to connect with your cards in an entirely new way. You need to stop spreading misinformation about my own life? Are you joking? What made you pick those shades? I am obsessed with the sunset. Okay, what's funny actually is that my friend and I, my bestie and I, are both obsessed with the sunset. And we used to watch the sunset every day off of the roof of her house in Lebanon. And when I started the Twitchy account, she is an artist. I reached out to her to ask her to make me a logo. And she chose these sunset colors and used a sketch that she had made of me months before. This is the Twitchy Witch logo. She used that. She just made that sketch like as a joke. Like just one day randomly, I was just sitting down. We were hanging out, you know, and drinking and laughing and whatever. I was sitting on one end of the room. She was sitting on the other end of the room. And she was just doodling, and all of a sudden, she just doodled this without the colors. She just made a quick, like just pencil doodle on her little. She had her that iPad that you draw on. She just doodled it really quickly, took a picture and sent it to me, and I was like, "That's so cute." And this was way before. This is like a year before Twitchy, okay? And then a year later. After we had all moved, I moved to Canada, she moved to France. God, we move a lot. Anyways, I reached out to her and I was like, can you make me something for this account that I'm starting? And so she chose the sunset colors, she took the doodle, she colored it in, and voila, here we are. So that's why we chose these colors, because we bonded a lot over the sunset. We would just sit on her roof and chill and smoke and have snacks and play guitar and just watch the sunset. We're obsessed with the sunset. And yeah, where did you move from? One place of the earth to another. Duh. So yeah, that's the story behind the sunset colors and the logo. So if you're interested, you know, check them out. They're on my website. You just go to the link in my bio, twitchy-witch.com, and get yourself a Mars Smith Tarot kit. They ship internationally. The shipping is included in the price of the card, so there's no extra charges. And they are now 15% off. They will be 15% off for a very, very limited period of time. So, you know, you get them while they're still small, cheaper than they would be, I guess. And remember to be brutally honest with yourself. Remember to listen to the brutally honest voice within you, because I know everyone has the voice. You know, everyone has the voice. Everyone has the brutally honest thought. But very, 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 very few people actually will listen to the voice. Very few people listen to the voice. So if you want to make that voice louder, this can help as well. Because this deck is all about connecting with your intuition and giving meaning to the cards rather than taking meaning from them. So here are the cards. Show them to you also with our sunset colors. And like I said, we mixed the ambiguity, the spatial ambiguity of the Marseille with the esotericism. And we have a couple of cards that are in darkness, like this one. This is the card that we dropped earlier that I'm going to keep with me for the rest of the day. I think this is my significator card for the day. We do ship to Latin America. We ship all over the world. We're shipping internationally, and shipping is included in the price. So you don't have to worry about the shipping. That is on me. I love these cards. I mean, originally these cards are designed by Pamela Coleman Smith, right? But the friend that I was telling you about, she is the one who has remade them in this way and mixed them with the white space. Her name is Marina. She is Marina Makhlouf on Instagram if you want to follow her, if you want to check her out. She's actually a tattoo artist now. And there's more details about her and about the deck on Instagram. So by the way, you guys, if I know Marina, not this Marina, crazy enough, what a beautiful synchronicity actually. It's a crazy synchronicity. Thank you for pointing that out, Daniel. Not Marina, no, literally Marina. Her name is Marina, okay? Her name is literally Marina. If you want to see more details about her, and if you haven't already followed me on Instagram, please go follow me on Instagram. Follow the new account. We made an account for the deck. It's called Marsmith Tarot. It's an account for the deck. So please follow that as well. Support us in that. And you can find more details about it there. Marina is tagged there as well. Can I send some pics of my tarot journal on IG for critique? What do you mean? Did you get this? You mean you got this journal? Like this one? Or like your own journal? Can you draw a card for us today? We actually did a collective reading earlier. How come Sarah is so popular but nobody likes Hajar? Honestly, I watched Love is Blind Habibi and we didn't like Hajar because she was mean to the waitress. I have a very difficult time vibing with people who are mean to service workers. I was a waitress. Waitressing is a huge part of my life. Like I waitressed for years at my father's restaurant, at other people's restaurants, in bars, and it's a really, really difficult job. Like it's a very demanding job. Everyone should have a service job at some point, honestly. Everyone should have a service job. But people who aren't kind and polite to service workers, I have a very difficult time vibing with them. But besides Hajar from Love is Blind Habibi, in the Sarah versus Hajar dichotomy, in the Sarah versus Hajar myth, we are all Hajar. We are all pro Hajar. Because honestly, Old Testament Sarah was a jealous bee, okay? She was jealous, she was a mean girl. She was a mean girl, and I don't fuck with her. I don't mess with her. Is her name Hajar or Hajar, sorry. Her name is Hajar in Arabic. Mana Daddy, help. No, she literally said, Mana Daddy, help. She said, Mana Daddy, get them out of here. Abraham, get her out of here, okay? I don't want to remember your past life, okay? I don't need to be reminded of your past life. I don't need to be reminded that you slept with my maid, even though I was the one who told you to sleep with my maid, even though it was my idea, okay? So yeah, we are pro Hajar. We are pro Hajar in the story. I'm named after Sarai. Oh, so your name means princess. That's pretty. I mean, it's a pretty name, don't get me wrong, but still. I'm talking about the mythological Sarah. Not you, not any real Sarah. I'm talking about the Sarah who was like 100 years old and suddenly had a son named Isaac, okay? Like, we're not talking about real people. All right, so yeah, in the Hajar and Sarah debacle, I have to say that I'm pro Hajar. At the same time, I guess I also have to say that I do understand Sarah, right? Because at first it was looking like she wasn't gonna have any babies. It's not gonna happen, right? And she, you know, being a good woman to her mans, she knew that he needed to extend his line, right? He needed to have a son. And if she wasn't going to be able to have him, well, somebody had to do it, right? So, in a way, she made a sacrifice. She was like, you know what, just do it with the maid. Just do it with my handmaid. Just do it with my handservant, whatever. Just do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do, okay? But then when she found out she could have a child, then she was like, you know what, actually, you know what? I don't want this. I don't want this. I think I made a mistake. Get this bitch out of here. Get her out of here. Get your past life out of here. I don't want to remember what the old Abraham did. You're Abraham now. You're not Abram anymore. But anyway, this story is going to have to wait until next time. I love you guys. If you haven't already, go get yourself a Mars Smith Tarot kit. Get yourself a journal. Make yourself a fully unique deck of cards with a fully unique set of meanings that no one else has but you. Check out all of my other stuff. Patreon if you want to support. Discord if you want to join the community. Alchemy 101 if you want to learn how to be brutally honest with yourself. Remember that these ship internationally and shipping is included in the price, so there is no extra cost on you wherever you are in the world. And the material is extremely beautiful. I worked very hard, spent many months sending things back and forth and paying extra for the material to be 100% top tier, indestructible, beautiful to the touch and the taste and the smell. So, you know, help a girl out, support a girl, support yourself, connect with your intuition, get yourself a Mars Smith Tarot kit. And check out all the other stuff I have going on at my website. And if you're interested in reading my dissertation, the one on Palestinian political identity is already up. It's online. You can access it through my website. If you want to get news or updates when the book on alchemy and Jung and modernism, when that's ready and is getting ready to be published, if you want info on that, make sure that you subscribe to the email list. Okay? I love you guys. Also, Discord. If you want to just join the community, if you just want to be around people who are into all of this and who you can talk to, who are intelligent and spiritual and fun and beautiful, join our Discord. Everything is on the website. I love you. And follow me on Instagram and YouTube for all the longer form content that I've secretly been working on that is coming. Okay, I love you. I will see you again soon. I'm gonna do my best to not be gone for very long this time. Okay, voila. These are the beautiful cards, the beautiful book, the beautiful journal, the Mars Smith Tarot journal. Go for it. Go get her. Okay, I love you guys. Bye.